All right.
Let's see. Good. 6 so far. Hello, everybody.
Thomas, the chat open?
The chat should be open. Let me check though.
Und der kommt doch mal wegen dem Ton, sonst hört man gar nichts hier.
Wir hören dich. Wir hören dich.
Yeah, chat should be on. Can you see this?
Okay, can you turn off the participants? So we don't, because Anja Kern is on. And it seems like Yolanda is also on. I don't hear her, but it seems like she's also on.
On, like she's on the conversation or the
yeah, because the mic is not crossed out.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. So we are recording this, and we're gonna share the webinar with everybody. Okay. So where's the chat? Here we go. Okay. Do we want to get started?
Yeah, let's get started.
All righty, let's get started.
Let's see.
For some reason, I cannot see the chat. I don't know where it went.
If you go to the bottom, you should be able to click there should be a button that, like, the little menu will pop up. And then
there it is. Okay, got it. Okay, there it is. Okay, I'm just gonna check if everybody can hear us. Okay, great. All right, then let's get started. You wanna start, Tom?
Yeah, I'll get started. Can everyone see this or not?
Yeah.
You can see the presentation?
Yes, it's coming up.
Okay, great.
All right, go for it.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. This is our second English webinar. It's nice to have everyone here. So we're going to walk you guys through a little bit about some of the background of Lavylites, a little bit about the company, and a little bit about the products, and then also people's experiences as well, I think we're going to do today. Great. So Lavylites is the cosmetics of the new age. So it's something for our consciousness. It's something for every individual cell in our bodies. It's something very unique, something very special. Before we get started, we'd just like to say this is a closed info event for registered people, so people that have been invited. Here we're sharing testimonials and personal experiences. These statements are not intended to heal, treat, or cure any disease. So we're making no promises here. Everything that we speak about here are all personal experiences. For any illnesses or other medical issues, we recommend that you consult a doctor or a therapist of your choice. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Just about me real quick. I want to keep this short, a minute. You can see the difference between those two pictures, and the way there was just a lot of experience in holistic work with myself, and that's why Lavylites crossed my path. And I just would like to say that regardless of where you are in your life right now and what you do, there's always something else that can take you further, even if you think there's no way out anymore. And for me, for example, that weight loss was one of those steps, and Lavylites has for me, tremendous experience within my process. And I'll tell you about that a little bit later, but I would like to just introduce Tom. And yeah, you wanna just say something about you?
Yeah. So I'm Tom Simeone. I am a former collegiate and semi-professional athlete. I lived in Austria. I studied over there as well. That's how I first was introduced to Lavylites, and I've used it for as a preventative for a lot of things that like pains and aches and pains that I'd had from playing football, from sport training, things like that. And I noticed just significant benefits for myself in terms of recovery time and just in terms of general well-being. So that's how I came to Lavylites, and I've been really excited about it since then. All right. We've also, Stephanie and I, we've been doing a lot of translations for Lavylites for the company. Since 2015, we've done mostly German to English, but some English to German as well. We've done translations for vitalinternational.net, which is our info center, provides some additional resources for people that are working with Lavylites. We've also done translations for Ludwig Reiser, who's a quantum physicist. He's got some very interesting presentations that he's given about how Lavylites actually works with the body on a quantum level. And then for Al Schreider and other people who are big they're the big names in network marketing.
Absolutely.
For sure.
All right.
Good. So first, a little bit of information about Tibor Jakubowicz, the inventor of Lavylites. He's a Hungarian scientist and alchemist. He's an expert in the field of cellular research. He's traveled the world. He's a climbing enthusiast. He is a mountaineer, and he actually had a life-altering experience in the rainforest a number of years back, which led him on this path that eventually brought him to Lavylites. Stephanie, if there's anything else that you'd like to share about that story.
Well, I just want to keep it short because we only have 30 minutes, but what's really significant about it is that in that rainforest experience, he pretty much met, let's say, Lavylites. And he was on a journey back then, and he got injured pretty bad. And during his rehabilitation or regeneration, he has found out a lot about self-healing mechanism. How do you say it in English?
Mechanism.
Right. So that's it. And so he found out about that, and he was curious since he was a kid. He shared his story on stage before. And he said he really dived into pretty much everything he could get his hands on in order to find out how the world works. So that's what he has been doing, and that's pretty much his mission and his passion since he can think. And you can tell if you know the characteristics of Lavylites, of the actual lines, soul wheel, pentil, that we just get into a minute. It's amazing, and he has that basic knowledge was really there in the rainforest. So that is really significant, and that's why he is or has been sharing that story a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Tibor has over 25 years of experience in the field of medical research. So like I said, he's been a cellular research scientist, and so he, again, after this rainforest experience, came to Lavylites. He experienced groundbreaking results in treating burn victims. So he actually developed something. This is one of the core products of Lavylites, is a plant-based stem cell oil, which had significant effects on people that had experienced burns across most of their body, with very almost unbelievable success. Further studies on these results led to the creation of the Lavylites products. So everything that you hear about Lavylites is based on regenerative and DNA research, and also went through 5 years of testing in the medical field. And this led to Lavylites as the products.
Even though we have to say that it is a cosmetic product, the research Tibor did was in different fields, and our field is cosmetic. I've been at the Ludwig Reiser workshop last week, and what I really understand now is more than ever before that it is really about our consciousness, about how we treat our body, about how we not just, you know, look into the world, but also look within ourselves. And he said, you know, the inner beauty is what counts. And if you have an essence like we have with Lavylites that lets you just shine from the inside, it automatically shows outside, which of course is, when you work holistically, absolute logical, right? But to transport this information, it doesn't cure anything or heal anything, but we really need to be aware that the most significant part of ourselves is our consciousness, right? In connection with our brains. Every time we spray and every time we have those beautiful gifts in our hands, we connect to ourselves. Every time we pump, we connect more to ourselves, because we already have certain information inside ourselves with every spray pump we did before. So we reconnect every time. And that's a different kind of consciousness. And of course, at a certain point in time, your body will pick up on that, I would say. I know for me it does. And it's beautiful to see. Also, you know, when I see Tom or when I see Margaret or anyone, they all look different every time I see them. They look younger, they look more vital. It's just awesome. And even if you don't see them in person, you already can tell. And I just think that we really need to be aware that it's a lot about our consciousness, connected to really the holistic part of us. And yeah, so the whole research really is based on that holistic level. Yes, thank you.
All right. A little bit about the company. So as you said, Tibor is Hungarian. The company started in 2013 in Hungary. 2 years later, so by 2015, the company's generated over $4 million in annual profit from just having 4 countries active, which is incredible growth. That year, it was also in the top 10 in Europe in terms of total profit revenue. 2015 also saw an expansion into Germany, Austria, and Russia. The company has been growing exponentially as more and more people come in touch with Lavylites, as more and more people spray. And as Stephanie was saying, as more and more people have this inner light from inside shining outwards, people come up to them and they say, wow, you look younger, you look better, you look healthier, you look more vibrant. That's how it's been spreading so quickly. That's how more and more people just get in touch with it. 2016, expansion into Italy, the UK, the Netherlands. 2017 marked the first Dubai presentation as well. And it's just, I mean, it's an international movement here. Further expansion is planned for 2018, but again, this expansion, it comes from people sharing with people that they care about, and it just keeps growing. It's been really exciting to see our international team grow.
And that's it. You just said a really significant sentence. You said people you care about. And the people who work with us, with me, with you, they know that we are looking for significant people. That's exactly what we do. We look for people who have their heart on the right place, right? Or in the right place, because this is people you want to build something with. These are people that are on your team already before they even know, right? And just they show up to you, they do you a favor, for example, and they don't have to do that, but they give something to you. They don't have to do that. This is how we're building our team. We're not really going out there and say, hey, we are network marketing professionals, because we're not. But what we are really professionals are about is this here, heart-to-heart connection. And this is how this is growing, right? How Lavylites is growing. You can tell at every convention I have been at, there are so many people with hearts like huge, and they connect to each other, and they say, you know what, it's just great being here. We hold each other's hands sometimes just because we just feel connected. It's amazing. You just have to be there to experience that spirit. And just by thinking about it, it gets me going, as you maybe can tell. But it is really significant, and I invite everybody to maybe Fulda this May. in Germany, or which is really the really international one is in November in Vienna, the convention, and it's going to be amazing. There's going to be about 2,000 to 3,000 people. I'm not quite sure about a number yet. At least 2,000 people who are just out there and just they are Lavylites. This is the family, and to just see how every time you go to a convention, we're getting to a bigger center because we grow like no tomorrow. And that's exactly what happens. People connect, people that you care about, that I care about, they know about it now. They have their own results, and that's how it goes, right? People who never really had any connection to business or to a side business or whatever, they start asking you questions and they say, oh, can I finance my products myself? Really? Is that possible here? And you say, yes, sure. If that's your main goal right now, that's fine. That's what we can do for you. And that's exactly how that goes. And that's how it always starts. You want to refinance their products. And I just bring a little bit more of business components in here this time, because I think it's important to also understand that we are, let's say, allowed to also make money with this, because we are carrying some gifts here, right? And we want to give it to people that are significant to us and spread it, because it's great when everybody's just getting back into their life quality and even get better than before. And it gives you so much strength and so much power. I really can say that out of my heart. I see people all the time that are giving me feedbacks, and I say, wow, this is possible with cosmetics. This is amazing. And it's just, look at the numbers, and you can tell that we are just growing and growing. So I had my last ID number I gave to someone was about 450, I think, 1,000 people that are registered at Lavylites. I started 2 years ago with a 20 number, with a 200,000 number. That was 2 years ago. So the last 2 years, we had about 200,000 people joining. I mean, right? This is amazing. And great. Okay. Thank you.
All right. It's been incredible to see this kind of growth. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the products. You're going to see just what it is that people have been using it for as well. And it's a little bit of everything. What these sprays do is they penetrate down directly to the cells, directly into your cells, down to the DNA level. It's what we call vibration and information technology. So your body will pull these things in directly wherever it's needed. And that's your body's own self-regulating mechanism. It knows what it needs. It knows how to do it. Your body is very smart, and it knows exactly where to take the information that's in these sprays and where to apply it in the body. So Stephanie, do you want to talk a little bit about the product line?
Yeah. What I'd like to say is that also last week at Ludwig Reiser, we've really been diving into the actual lines, and I was talking to him, and I tried to get him into a English version of this here, so we can really also have for the international people, we can have this on here. Anyways, so Laville, he was explaining all the lines by a characteristic. So Laville is the baseline. You always have to, not really have to, but you should use Laville first, because it's preparation for your body. And as we know, it's cleaning, and it's a caretaker, so to speak, right? It's kind of like making that container for you, so you feel kind of safe. So it's like your cells are just, getting into the right vibrancy. And then he was talking about the detox, the soul wheel line, which is actually fire. So soul wheel stands for the fire element. So I describe it a little bit with the elements, because this is how I work, right, in the holistic way. So the Lavyl one is more of the air and everything, is flowing and all of that. And then the soul wheel is more of the fire. It's everything that has to be really detoxed and gently. detox. That's important. So it's not like a rip. It's more of a flowing, but still burning it out. Does that make any sense? Like when the fire's burning and it goes all up into the air, that's pretty much what it is, that up in the air thing. That's what the Soulville line does. And I highly encourage all people who already been with Lavylites in the Lavyl line for a while to get into that detox for Soulville, because it's the next step for your body. I really can talk for myself. It helped me. It helped I used to have a big problem with my intestines. That supported my cellular system and my intestines a lot. The heavy line is more like like a spirit thing, right? This is like our base. Without the 3-point-I, we always say we should use 3-point-I first, and that is supporting our base of the Lavyl line, because our cells need certain informations to also let go. So the spirit of the Habriel is that letting go. The Penteal, and that was surprising for me, even though I knew it for myself already, he pretty much confirmed it. He said it's the water element. It's actually a food supplement, right? Penteal is. But it's more of a water element. And what I have noticed was that the water in my legs really got less. Every time I had Penteal, I could tell that my cellular system is getting way better about the water household. And that is something that has to do with flow in the body now. Very, very interesting. And we all are very new of using Penteal. The Penteal Heart and also the Aurelium Bleu, which Tom also has 2 more slides about. And the Axial is the mothership, I want to say. It's the stem cell oil, where we know that Tibor had that as the very, very first product. That really is the basic. So we build pretty much, we get into it with Lavyl, and then we also add, of course, Heavyl, which we know, those 2 are always main. And what really got Tibor going was the Axial, and of course, he built up and up and up and up, right? And that was, I think, just amazing. Next time I will have the exact words for you guys, what Ludwig Reiser used. I'm not done yet with my notes, but just to see that those sprays have an actual character is amazing. And as I said, I'll explain some more next time. I just would like you to know that this is alive here. It's really alive. And the Aurelium Bleu, our last product we just got, I have my parents on it now. I am I am happy because things are getting a lot easier. They do. Like when you say things, they pick up faster and stuff like that. I mean, it's amazing stuff where you really, know that they used to have an issue with that. You can tell that there's something changing. I don't have to name what it is, but it's just, you feel it. And that's good. That's very good, especially when you know that, you feel responsible. They're your parents. Of course, they took care of you your whole life pretty much. And now at a certain point in time, it goes other way around, right? And to see that we have something in our hands that's supporting them to feel better again, is just so awesome. Yes. Okay. Next slide, please, sir. There we go. Do you want to?
Sure. As I mentioned a little bit before, your body knows where all of this information is needed. So whenever you spray it on, we always spray the 3-point-I, the Havel, as Stephanie was saying. We always spray that one under our tongue first. And what that does is it prepares your body to receive the rest of the information from the other sprays in the best possible way. And then we spray along our back here, like on the back of our neck, which is the atlas point. It's the opening to your nervous system, and your body will pull the information in from there and will spread it out wherever it's needed. And then it can also be, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the other applications, but it can be sprayed wherever support is needed. The important thing to remember is to shake before each use, and also to spray both sides. So if you've got something on one shoulder or one knee or one eye, always spray both sides, because those organs or those joints, they all come in pairs. All right.
Yeah, I think we can skip the products, Tom, because I already explained a little bit more about that. If you like, we just have the testimonial.
Sure.
Is that okay?
Sure, we can do that. Okay, so we have some personal experiences. This here is an image of, so this is somebody that had this, as you can see, this sort of red irritated skin on their legs. And Stephanie, what was the time period between the first picture and the second picture?
So that's Steffi, my friend, and I met her at a seminar, and she was on here last time. And she said she immediately felt that she needs that, because I told her, I said, you know what, if you like to, to take it, just go for it. And she said immediately with the first pump, she felt she needs it. And really, people that are sensitive to energies and stuff like that, they really usually feel that fast. And this was 6 weeks. And I know she had an issue with that for the longest time. So she said, I think 2.5 years, something like that. And yeah. And 6 weeks later, look at those legs. I mean, this is amazing.
It's incredible. And I know, so I know that my mom is here as well. Mom, are you here? Maybe on.
I am here. I was seeing myself. Yes.
And I know you were here with us last time. You told us a little bit about some of your experiences, but what has been the update, or what's been the progress? Can you tell us a little bit about your face?
Yes, I was experiencing a lot of the itch and the pain and the burning sensation that you see in those pictures on my face, and on both sides of my face, both sides of my cheeks. And it started as far back as I can remember, kind of the mid part of February. So for 2 months, I was dealing with that. And Tom and Stephanie reminded me to spray my face. And as you can see, I think you can see, it's completely gone now. I don't have the itching. I don't have the redness. I don't have the burning. I don't have any of that. And so I'd been to a dermatologist, I've been to a doctor, and now it's great because of the sprays.
Wow. It's gone, you said. Last time I've been there, it was not really gone yet, but it's gone now.
It's gone, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's incredible.
Great.
Can you also just tell us again about your shoulder? I know that you were, now that you've been rowing, now that you've been more active.
Yeah, I'll do that quickly. So I row in an 8-person shell, and we get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and row 3 times a week, and we're about to race. And I had frozen shoulder, where the muscles were just absolutely frozen around the shoulder capsule. And I had been in physical therapy, this is a while ago, to kind of knead those muscles and get me loosened. But through the rowing, because I'm rowing on one side, really, I was experiencing pain in my back, and I needed to do something about it. And as Stephanie said with the other person, I just felt like the Lavylites spray was something that was going to help it. It was just like my body was kind of drawn to it. And so I was reminded to spray on both sides of my back, up and down the kind of the center of my back. And I haven't really had any back pain, and I've been able to continue my rowing. And because it was so difficult in the beginning, I wasn't sure that I could really continue with the sport. But now I'm doing it, and I'm, as I said, I'm about to race next month, and I'm really excited about it. So it is not only topical, for the face, but it's also deep penetrating into my back and the muscles back there. And it's really phenomenal. So I'm just really pleased and wanted to speak about it, because it's been such an impact in my life.
Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we just hear so many stories about people that have had positive changes, experiences, things that other people have noticed. For example, one thing that I've noticed talking to, I would say men specifically, but everybody as well. Men are very focused on their hair. So I've used both the Lovell and the Solville hair shampoo and body wash. And I've noticed for myself, I prefer the Solville. It has more of a detoxifying effect. I notice that after I shower, my hair feels thicker. But this here is a picture of a gentleman. He dyed his hair brown. That's the picture on the left, for almost, I think it was 17 years. Stopped with the dyeing procedure. The picture in the middle is him with his gray hair. And then after just a few months of using the hair shampoo in combination with the spray, the sensitive spray, his natural blonde hair color came back. So all of the stuff about joints, about muscles, about organs, all of that stuff is, I think, really interesting. But for a lot of men that I speak to, they just want to know what it's going to do for their hair. So we've seen some pretty cool experiences with that for sure.
Absolutely. Every time, really.
And there have also been experiences not just for people, but also for animals. So this is an example of a horse that stepped on a pitchfork. And as you can see here, this very thick gauge needle penetrated pretty much all the way down to the bone. So the other thing that these sprays do, we've been talking about things on sort of a quantum level as well. So physically, your body does react to these sprays in a healing kind of way. But a lot of the work that Stephanie does in particular involves shock and trauma healing. And she can tell you a little bit more about that. But when somebody does experience a shock or a trauma, that's stored in the nervous system. And a lot of what these sprays do is it supports the nervous system in releasing these shocks and traumas. So this horse obviously experienced a shock from this pitchfork, but after 3 weeks of spraying locally on the hoof, this horse, could run and jump, and everything was good again.
Right. And I'd like to say that also there, Tom, you used a very important word. You said support. And that's exactly what it does. It's supporting our system from the inside out. So all that stored information, we're talking about information technology when we talk about Lavylites. There's that certain frequency Tibor found while he was in that rainforest and during all his research he did, that really the information, so the spray itself, goes into that cell membrane. And that's really the significance of Lavylites, that the information is working in the cell and it goes through that cell membrane, which is unusual. And that's why it's called information technology. And that's why we also call it nano, because nano is the smallest piece of information you can have. And it has nothing to do with the nanoparticle. How is it called in English, Tom?
Nanoparticles.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with that. It's really just the measurement of nano, right? And that's very important. We need that measurement to go through that cell membrane so the cell can work with it and it can get supported and use that support to really have the best outcome. And also that here, I mean, by now we really have a lot of people in our team, and I always say I know her and I know him and I know her. And, you know, after watching the last webinar, I have noticed how many times I said that. And just want you guys to know that we have about 400 people in our team. So we have different experiences. And that here is my friend, and she's doing therapy for kids on horses. So horseback therapy or horse therapy for kids. And usually you would not bring such a horse back into therapy with kids, but because she has realized what the spray was supported, what the horse was supported with the spray, she really said, okay, you know what, I just feel, I can see that this horse is good to go again. And she used it back in the therapy, which I think is amazing. And there's one thing I'd like to say about animals or pets, rather. Always give mom or dad, right? So for the dog, give them the spray too. If you, as the owner, use the spray and the dog or the cat or whatever is also using the spray, then there's a good process going on then, because I have noticed for myself with my pets that sometimes they start caring for you too. And all of a sudden they show the same symptoms as you. And that was for me the case, for my grandma the case, and I know plenty of other people where also that is the case. So the owner, that's what I meant with mom and dad, have them spray, and also the pets. Yeah, that's important. Yeah. Okay.
Great. So we talked a little bit about the hair shampoo, the body wash. Just really quick, I know that we're running a little short on time here. The two food supplements, so Pentil Heart and Aurelium Blue, which are for the heart and the mind specifically. So Pentil Heart works to support the cardiac muscle. As Stephanie said, it's related to water. So I know that for me personally, I think for you as well, Stephanie, taking Pentil Heart also involves this big release of water and fluid from the body. So using that, it can be that you may have to go to the bathroom more times to release a lot of that water from the system. But it supports heart function and supports also an emotional component connected to the heart as well.
So that's very important and significant that you say that, because our heart has about 40,000 brain cells, 40,000 brain cells. And you would think that brain cells are only in the brain, but no, they're also in the heart. And that's what was researched. So we have, Tom and me are translating the Pentil Heart video right now, that's a long video. And it's all in German, of course. And we are doing our best to get it out there ASAP, because that video is very important. It is from a doctor, cardiologe, English, please.
Cardiologist.
Thank you. And Dr. Bunnenberg. And he is really showing on that video how the heart works and what the plugs do and why we are where we are and in the times we live in and all of that. It's very important to really get into the tools we have and dive into Vital International and get the actual information out of there. It is an amazing portal to just support yourself and to learn about Lavylites, your own body, and it's all free. And I think that is the most amazing thing anyway, that all this information is for free. And we just, can we can learn and kind of like develop our own, little toolbox with that if we want to learn more about it. Okay, great.
So I think we're just out of time here. Thank you everybody for joining us today and for sharing some of your experiences as well. We're going to make this webinar available on our YouTube channel, so we'll be able to share that link with you guys. Any other questions that you have, feel free to send them along to either myself or Stephanie over WhatsApp. I think you also have our email, but feel free to reach out to us. And then we're going to be doing these every Sunday, so every 2 weeks, 11 o'clock Pacific time and 8 o'clock p.m. in Germany and Europe. And feel free to bring whoever you'd like to bring.
That you care about, right?
Everybody that you care about, yes. Feel free to bring them and have them hear a little bit more. But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Stephanie, do you have anything else you want to add right now?
No, thank you everybody for your time and your energy and joining us here, and hope to see you back next time.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mac. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.